Now, let's take a look at the vocabulary we use to describe the different actions in a commercial case. The first stage in a contractual dispute is often to enter into arbitration. Arbitration is the term we use to describe the process by which the parties to a dispute submit their differences to the judgment of an impartial person appointed with the agreement of both sides, or by a regulating authority, such as a professional organization. To be impartial means that you will treat both sides fairly and equally. Note two strong collocations here: enter into arbitration and go to arbitration, meaning to begin the process of arbitrating a dispute. Arbitration can be either binding or non-binding. If it is binding arbitration, then the decision of the arbitrator must be followed. Non-binding arbitration means the decision cannot be enforced by law, but is based on professional respect for the arbitrator's decision. The arbitrator is usually an experienced and respected member of the relevant industry, or a lawyer. The accusing company can also file a lawsuit to have the dispute heard in a formal court hearing. A lawsuit is a claim or complaint against a person or an organization that is made in a court of law by a private person or company. To file a lawsuit is a collocation used to describe the action of suing another party in court. These are a couple of important words, so let's take a closer look at them. Lawsuit can partner with these words to make strong collocations. We can bring a lawsuit against somebody, defend against a lawsuit, or drop a lawsuit. This means that the plaintiff has decided not to pursue the case. To sue means to make a legal claim against someone, especially for an amount of money, because you have been harmed in some way. Sue partners with two prepositions: to sue for and to sue over. Here are a couple of example sentences. The company was sued for damages by the injured worker. YouTube has been sued over its use of copyrighted material. A more formal word with the same meaning as to sue is to litigate, and the process of suing another party can be referred to as litigation. If we decide to sue somebody, then we can say we have entered into litigation. The company that files a lawsuit is called the plaintiff in civil law, and the company defending against the lawsuit is called the defendant. The plaintiff will often seek damages from the defending party as compensation for any harm caused by the defendant. Damages are money that a court orders someone to pay the plaintiff for harming them or their property or causing them financial loss. Due to the high cost of legal action and the complexity of many commercial cases, both parties will often attempt to reach a settlement in order to avoid a lengthy, expensive court case. A settlement is an agreement to resolve a dispute before it is taken to court. We use the collocation to settle out of court to describe this action. If the parties do not settle the case out of court, then a court hearing, organized in a similar fashion to criminal cases, will be held. There, each side can state their case, ask witnesses to provide testimony, present evidence, and litigate their claims. After the plaintiff and defendant have presented their cases, a jury or judge will decide the verdict. They can choose to dismiss the case if they do not find that the plaintiff has proven their case, or they can award damages if they think the plaintiff is right. A judge may also issue an injunction against the defendant. An injunction is a judicial order demanding that the offending party stop infringing the other party's legal rights. Should the defendant disagree with the verdict, they might choose to file an appeal to have the verdict overturned, or to reduce the amount of damages they are liable for. An appeal is a formal court process by which the losing side asks a higher court to overturn or reverse the verdict of the lower court. Well, that about wraps up our series on legal vocabulary. We hope you found the podcast informative and useful in your jobs and studies. To help illustrate how many of these terms can be used, our next business news podcast will look at some commercial disputes that have been making the news recently. So we'll see you soon. And don't forget, you can check the website at www.businessenglishpod.com to get copies of the transcript for this and other podcasts.
Now, practice your new vocabulary and download a transcript for this videocast at www.businessenglishpod.com.